So the main character is processing this kind of traumatic catharsis with a soliloquy that comes in the form of a poetic ramble. And this is the second to last part of it, and I can follow up with the last part of it. What does it mean to be in a story? One can be in a story about them or not about them. A story is like a place, a story is like a time, but is neither. It could be a dimension, inasmuch as a thought has dimension along an axis. There are people who have a dimension for their thoughts where changes occur. Do real things happen in stories the way stories happen in real things? Is a story a form of transcendence, making us greater than ourselves? Does one's existence carry more meaning for others through story? A reflection for others if they are courageous enough to see themselves in such a way. Can one get out of a story, or, having been in it, will one forever have been in it? If lives are more than stories, do stories become more than lives? Do they happen about us, without us? Mm-hmm. Who possesses a story, the character or the one who comprehends? Mm-hmm. Who makes a story? Universal forces, characters, the messenger, the recipient, or all? It seems to me to be all. There are characters behind the characters. We could call them people, but that may confuse between the people in the story and the people outside the story. People outside the story may be in the story, as the story becomes part of something outside itself. Time passes from paragraph to paragraph, and a story is part of a life, a companion that knits time into a single piece, marking remembrance. Time is long or short, within a time that is long or short. A year may have passed like a week, or a month, or a day where we were. Maybe something shifted while we sat and perceived. What is in service to a story, and how is a story in service? Is perception the only thing that links it all together? Stories also disappear or die. Like people, they have a life and they fade. Like people, do they live on in the ripples they make? Is there an imprint of this perception left on reality? Maybe to be reformed in a new person outside the story who sees themselves in another story. Is a story what's left behind? Like a chalk outline filled with flowers, but an outline of several people or billions rediscovered outside of its event, like the ruin of an ancient building, something for our feet to stand in and wonder for ourselves. When the rain falls, the flowers open while the stone melts a little more. There was something that made a mark in passing, like ourselves, something that briefly was everything.